Inside the United States Capitol, lawmakers have yet to establish a single enforceable rule for consumer-facing artificial intelligence. The Federal Trade Commission is 280 days into an inquiry into major AI labs, producing 0 staff reports and 0 findings. Over at the Food and Drug Administration, the commissioner seat sits empty 47 days into the vetting process. The GUARD Act, a key piece of proposed AI safety legislation, has spent 49 days on the Senate calendar. It has seen 0 floor time and 0 cost estimates from the CBO. While these legislative efforts remain frozen, the executive branch spent the week in the East Wing, holding a trophy ceremony for K-12 students. This federal vacuum leaves developers and patients without a standard of care as AI tools move into high-risk, intimate therapeutic spaces. Over the span of 5 days, 4 separate entities, a state senator, a tech secretary, a professional body, and a public company, all arrived at the exact same prescription for AI oversight. The rule they established identifies a clear boundary. Software handles the back-office paperwork, but a licensed human must retain the final treatment decision. These 4 actors represent entirely different societal pillars. None of them shared a room or coordinated their efforts. When independent legislatures and professional bodies arrive at the same specific rule within a single week, the individual policies form a shared architecture. Vermont provided the first legal pillar. Governor Phil Scott signed Bill H-816, which prohibits licensed providers from using AI to make therapeutic decisions on its own. Vermont uses licensure as the enforcement mechanism. A violation is classified as unprofessional conduct. The practitioner doesn't just face a fine, they lose their license. At the sovereign level, the UK announced a ban on chatbots offering sexualized content to minors. The UK moved forward with this policy despite formal objections from the US Embassy, carrying the mandate directly into the G7 summit. These actions show that a regulatory boundary can be established at local and international levels without waiting for a federal consensus in Washington. The third pillar came from the American Psychological Association. The group issued guidance telling its 190,000 members to screen for patient AI use during the clinical intake process. This chart plots the position of the field's professionals. 94% of psychologists agree that current AI lacks the nuance required for clinical treatment. The final pillar appeared in the private market. Talkspace, a publicly traded behavioral health company, released an AI agent called T for a $19 monthly subscription. The product architecture mirrors the state-level rules. The AI scans for conversation risks, such as self-harm, but requires an immediate handoff to a human clinician if a flag is raised. By bringing a clinician-in-the-loop product to the NASDAQ, Talkspace has demonstrated that this human-centric safety model is a commercially viable product line. The federal government is capable of moving fast on AI, provided the justification is national security. Citing risks involving bioweapon synthesis, the Department of Commerce restricted access to Anthropic's Fable 5 model. This restriction happened in a single news cycle. There was no public comment period, no warning for developers building on the model, and no timeline for restoration. This specific type of sudden, severe federal removal, executed without a clear path back, has been described as ICE for AI. This creates a sharp contrast in federal priorities. The government can execute an immediate takedown for security concerns, but remains stagnant on consumer protections. While Washington focuses on top-down security enforcement, states, allies, and professional bodies are building a different kind of floor for consumer interactions. While the federal guidance remains in vetting, these 4 distinct jurisdictions have established a functioning model for AI oversight. It leaves a significant question. If the federal apparatus can act instantly to mitigate bioweapon risks, why is it unable to set a basic standard for children and patients using AI today? The policy momentum is no longer waiting on Washington. The floor has been named, and the architecture is already being built.